Welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Update. More long liquidations smack the crypto market, totaling over $1 billion in the last 24 hours. BTC, of course, yes, we've seen 282 million in the last 24 hours liquidated, but Ethereum, almost $500 million in the last 24 hours. What gives? Well, this is really interesting because what we have going on right now, let me go ahead and hide this one. And I wasn't really aware if this was happening or not, been keeping an eye on this, but we do have a parallel channel. And this is actually, believe it or not, you're not going to like this answer, but this is a bull flag. So a bull flag, for those of you that don't know and don't understand it, essentially what it is when the price is going up higher and we put in lower highs and lower lows until finally we break above it and we go up higher. So we basically are just watching for a break of the top side where we see the price break above resistance and it shoots up high. I mean, this is the same thing we've been tracking for such a long time. If we go back over here to earlier this year, basically the same thing, to be honest. Now, bull flag is really difficult because typically it means lower highs and lower lows, which feels extremely bearish. So understand that I know this is not a really good feeling. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel happy. But the ultimate outcome for these is for the price to go up. Now, we could use the flagpole method to find out how high it should go. Clearly, this one did not go as high as I was expecting it to, or hoping it would, rather. So I'm not even going to get into that, to going, okay, well, it's going to go this much higher after the breakout. I do think that $150 or so is going to be our top target, that I expect it to happen basically here by the middle of November. So we still have about 50 days or so until that happens, in my opinion. I could be wrong, which is totally fine. But I do have to admit that seeing a almost 4% sell-off in a 24-hour period for BTC is pretty discouraging. If things were to get really, really bad, which I don't think they're going to get much worse after this, but honestly, if momentum keeps going this way, we have a support target probably around here at $103,000. If it were to dump immediately today, another 5%, which would be very weird. But to be fair, we kind of want a Band-Aid moment. I'm tired of these little ow, 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 ow market moves. I would much rather be like the 40-year-old virgin where it's like Steve Carell's getting his chest waxed, right? And he's just ripping it off. And that's what I want. I want to rip the Band-Aid right away. So if we're going to fall more, I'd much rather just get it all over with, see the price of BTC go down here. Now, I want to make this really clear. This support level right here is really important, even though it's short-ish term support, right? And this does match up, by the way. I know this dot is not matching up. This matches up. I personally think that if BTC were to lose the $100,000 mark again, that's it. Game over without us even hitting 150K. Just because this has been so awful watching the price action and all the stuff that's been happening. It's been really difficult, honestly. So the good news about this being a bull flag is that bull flags typically have a bullish outcome. Yes, we can have some moves up higher, but eventually we might see another tag down here, maybe even like $100,000. But if it goes below that and it breaks below this, game over. But the expected outcome, maybe one more move down here, but we should be moving to the top side, breaking above and going up higher. But keeping my time frame in mind, I don't even know if it's even possible to hit $150,000 by the middle of November, because even now, for the price to do that, it would have to start moving up immediately. Let me try to here we go. And to get up to 150K, that number exactly, by this date. Just so you know, I just want to give you a realistic explanation of this. 37% starting today is ridiculous. Just so you know, this move right over here, while it can happen, just for some perspective, that was 25% that happened over 22 days. So it's possible, but clearly we're having some issues right now, even just getting above $123,000. Why? Well, that's been a level that we've been watching for quite a bit. If you guys have been paying attention, 124K is legitimate. If we look at our 2025 fibs, $121,000 is significant resistance as well. If BTC can't pull it together and bounce from here, we're in danger of going back down to 102, 103,000, which is really going to discourage the market. It's going to absolutely crash alts. We will see Bitcoin dominance increase, but the lower we go, the less likely it is that we're just going to see this magic move up here, like 40, 50% to get to $150,000. We might not even get that high, but it's still my target-ish. Not to mention, we still have to even make it up here to like 140K. So even if we were to move up 26% right now, starting right now, that'd be incredible, but it's very unlikely for it to do that right away. Actually, I want to keep that text. All right, let's look at the TBO. All right. Unfortunately, we have some not so great news. While we had a really successful move earlier this month in September, going up here to 117K, now we're having our pullback. Now we clearly have two things happening. One, a confirmed TBO open short. Now, I will say this. When we see an open short with a really exaggerated candle like this, which looks very bad, admittedly, down 4%, personally, I don't think this is going to stick. I'm not saying that's going to go right back up and go open long, but seeing a massive red candle and then an open short in the same day, it's a little bit, I don't know, I just don't believe it as much. Let me try to find a good example of this. I've seen it happen a lot for all like this, where yes, we have like a really oversold candle, market just dumps massively and then it shoots right back up. It depends on how the market's going to react to this. And of course, we have a new day that started just now. Another thing to think about as well in terms of the TBO is that there's historical support right here at 109,000, basically to where it fell. Now, we're still looking pretty rough around the edges. It's still pretty bad. BTC did put in a very, very tiny baby shark style RSI reset. It closed at 24.62. And now it's up, but I mean, we know that anything can happen. Volume finally came in again, which is a good sign of support for the price. That's a positive thing to see. But obviously, this is back to being strong bearish. And I have to point out the unfortunate truth right now that this is the first time Bitcoin has been below the cloud since, we have to go way back over here, the 11th of April. When the price of BTC goes below the cloud like this, this is a transition or a change to being strong bearish. So you can kind of put things together, one on one together, to figure out that that's a bad thing. Even though it looks like we're green right now, this is still bad. Now, I want to point out one more thing in terms of price. So clearly we're messing with a couple of things, right? Well, not we, but Bitcoin is messing with things. If we just take some pivots into account, right? Here's our pivot low, high, low, high. If this is our low, we're in a little bit of a pickle right now. It's not so great. Let me just put it this way. Right now, we're kind of ish is actually the best way to say it. Okay. We have a higher, if this is actually going to be a pivot low right here, we kind of have a pivot low, which is good. But understand that if BTC just doesn't move up above 115,000 or even 118, it's bad. It's just in no good city. Okay. We really want to see a move from here, ideally breaking above and just out of this range. That's like the Goldilocks scenario, like the best possible. Very unrealistic of that happening. But seeing a higher low is a good sign. But I'm just a little bit concerned how everything is just absolutely dumping right now. I still have way more I want to share with you, but I want to make sure to get this in your face first, because if the last week has shown you anything, it's how fast the market can literally change before our very eyes. I've been telling you guys and reminding you, whatever happens, if you're slightly in profited position, take some profit. I know that this is a bull market, quote unquote, worst bull market ever. But if trading in crypto over the last, 7 years has taught me anything, 8 years, understand this. There's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of profit out. For all of you that have DCA'd and you're still waiting on your positions, like I am as well, you just take these and you sit on them. But this isn't something you can just pick up and go, oh yeah, I'll listen to the guy on YouTube. That'll be easy. It's not. You have to understand that there's a process, there's a method to doing this, and you need to stick to that trading plan no matter what. That's what we talk about in our courses, particularly 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. No, the course is not 15 minutes long, but the idea is that you should be able to reduce the time that you spend in front of the screen trading to under 15 minutes a day. So understand that this is not a silver, what is it, a silver bullet? Yeah, a silver bullet for always making money every single day. I know that there's some bold claims on the page. Understand that there will be periods where you're not making anything. There will be periods where you're just holding and waiting, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, but patience does pay. Again, doing this for 7-8 years in crypto, trading altogether for 10 years, patience pays big time. So the course is fantastic. It also comes with a 1-month trial to the Better Traders Club. So highly recommend checking that out. Let's keep going though. I want to talk about other things. For one, Ethereum is just brutal. Not only did it lose 4-hour support, it also, and we're going to see these all over the place. Now, there's 2 ways to interpret these yellow dots. These are TBO breakdowns. These are bearish, explosive price action warnings. That's what they are. They're letting us know these are the inverse of breakouts. Now, I want to tell you something. The location of these matters a whole lot. If we see a TBO breakdown cluster after the move, it's typically not a good sign that it's going to be valid. Let me say that again. If we see the breakouts after a dump has already occurred, a massive dump, it's typically not an extremely bearish sign. Are they bad? Yes. Do we have them on BTC? No, but we do have them here on Ethereum. Now, I want to show you a good example of a positive one. See here on, this is actually the inverse. This is a TBO breakout. Back over here in early August, we had a TBO breakout, not perfect 3 in a row, but notice that this happens before the price explodes. If you look at price action before here, it's just kind of slowly moving up. This is the kind of price action we want to see for a breakout. If we go back over here, we can see the price just slowly starting to wake up a little bit. Here's the TBO breakout, and the price really starts to explode from there. That's what we want to see in terms of a TBO breakout. Breakdowns work the same way. So if the price has already exploded to the downside and we're getting breakdowns, there's a good chance that it might be a bottom signal. Now, ETH BTC, again, looking pretty weak. I did end up taking profit yesterday at about 0.03651 or so out of my ETH BTC position. I just don't like how things are looking. I could be wrong. That's okay. I'm still in profit. I'm happy to have my BTC, even though it's dropping, but not as much as ETH is. The reality is that now we're in an odds game for ETH BTC. Yes, we're macro bullish. Yes, we have a pretty amazing RSI reset that will most likely happen today. We still have 23 hours left in the daily candle to confirm it. But now we're looking at an odds game. What I mean by that is it's been several days, if not, this is day 7, since we've seen ETH BTC tag or touch the fast line. The longer we get away from this line, the more likely it is that we are due for a correction or a corrective move back to touch it, even on a bullish uptrend like this. So I'm saying this because while we could still see ETH BTC go lower, I think that we're due for a corrective move soon. Now, the big thing to worry about right now is this, which is not good. Combined stablecoin dominance increased almost 5% yesterday. It is strong bullish above the cloud. I told you guys about the open long earlier this week, saying over and over that this isn't good. I hope that it holds above this level, but if it goes above 6.57, this level right here, it's a bad sign. Guess what? It's a bad sign. Guess what? Our RSI level here that we've been watching, not only did it break above this high, and it also broke above this high, this level is a very, very scary level to hit. Yesterday's daily RSI was at 82.76. Thank God it did not exceed this one. But just to give you some context, we're now in this upper range where things are getting really overheated. Short-term overbought, you betcha it is. But it doesn't mean that, okay, we're going to see everything fall from here. Just understand that this is not a good sign at all. Stablecoin dominance is moving up a whole lot, reflecting a lot of fear. And unfortunately, we have a TBO breakout. Now this breakout, I'm conflicted a little bit because we did have an explosive move happen already, and now we get the breakouts. Yes, we are insanely overbought right now in terms of RSI. And we did put in a lower high, which is a good sign on the 4-hour. So as long as you continue to see lower highs on RSI on the 4-hour time frame, and if we see higher highs on the price action or percentage action, that's a bearish sign, but it could still take a lot of time for that to materialize. We do have a breakout. I'm very cautious about things just snapping back and bouncing, but we'll see. Bitcoin dominance continues to move up higher and harder. Yesterday, up 0.72%. We are back to being overbought, up to 74.85. On the weekly time frame, we're inching closer and closer to the weekly TBO fast line, which is now moving up. If you've been paying attention to these daily videos, this number will continue to change all week long until this week's candle closes. It was 60.51%, then it's moved to 5.2, and now it's 0.55. It's okay. It doesn't matter because it's only now 2% higher. I do think that we're going to see the Bitcoin dominance level smack 60.5 or something like that. It's going to hit it probably into the weekend. We want this to happen, by the way, because again, it's an odds game. We're waiting because we have these two previous TBO closed longs, and the expected behavior is to see Bitcoin dominance tag the fast line. So we're still waiting for that to happen. Once it does, it's closed, and actually I expect it to hit this level, maybe go a little bit higher, but eventually we're going to see it drop. That's my expectation for Bitcoin dominance. Ethereum dominance, again, is very closely tied to the price action of Ethereum. You can see here that we have a really good RSI reset for ETH.D. The price is extremely oversold and extremely overextended from the fast line. Sol.D even more so, again, with the RSI reset. So we're seeing a lot of these resets all over the place. Top 10 dominance confirmed close long yesterday. So again, we're expecting a bounce back up to the fast line, but it's not necessarily like, yay, we're back. Like, it's not good. Others.D, we did see it close these TBO close longs right here. So we have these signals. We're looking for the price to touch or tag the fast line, which happened. So that's done. This level's done. We've seen it pierce this next level right here. Again, things are looking pretty bad. TotalES.D, this one has a deeper cut here on daily RSI down to 16.99. And you can see it exceeds the low that's set over here. So that ruins the setup that we had a higher low. Nope. Now we're basically looking at bad news. We really want to see a good cross up here for RSI on TotalES, but things are clearly in a downtrend. There is support at 92.24% on the TBO, but it's bad. TotalES has a TBO, an RSI reset right here at 21.89. It is lower than this low here at 22.74. It's higher than this one. That's okay. So this is a good bounce level for the entire market. So hopefully we will see the market bounce just like it did back over here in August, on August 2nd, just like it did back over here on June 22nd. This is the most encouraging chart that I could possibly share with you right now, despite how bad everything looks. But we can see clearly that, there we go. This is, if there's going to be a place for the market to bounce, and we're basing that off of an RSI reset, we are there right now. Right here, right here, right here, right here. We'll see. All right, let's reset all that. And total 3ES BTC reminding us yet again, careful, danger, because Bitcoin should be outperforming alts, which it is. It's not dumping as much as alts are. We have a TBO close long, which is what we expect to see after seeing these TBT bearish divergences. So now we're waiting for this to tag this level. There it is. So let's get into today's picks. But before I do, I want to remind you to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video with other people. And if you have charts that you're interested in me checking out, I am reading the comments. I will check on those charts and I will add some of them. So first off, we're going to start with my picks. We're going to see a lot of pink here. That's indicating bearish signals either from the TBO or TBT bearish divergences or breakdowns. There's a lot of bearish stuff happening right now. So XRP confirmed an open short after a 6% dump yesterday. BNB TBT bearish divergence on a 7% dump. ADA, this one has TBO breakdowns at the bottom of the move, so it's probably going to be a reversal. Hype, TBO breakdowns, not a good look. SUI, TBO breakdowns, Tau, TBO breakdowns, and it's also right below support. That's not a good sign because this level is one we've been talking about for a while. Closing below that is a really bad sign. Even if it snaps back up, that's not good. Mantle, this one has a second TBT bearish divergence up here. ICP, TBO breakdowns on the daily after a 5% close yesterday. Pengu is in progress of an open short. We also have TBO breakdown cluster on the 4-hour. Aster as well, by the way, some of you were asking about this one. I talked about this yesterday. It's basically trying to push above the $2.28 level. It basically couldn't. TBT bearish divergence confirmed yesterday afternoon, and the price has fallen back down to the 786. I think the chart is still reasonable in terms of trading, but understand that this is still a very risky chart to be trading. A lot of people are taking profits on it, and the market's flipping bearish. Don't be surprised that people are revenge trading this chart right now and trying to short it, but it's dangerous to short charts right now like this, especially if BTC will start bouncing from here. Now, these blue flags are highlighting or letting us know about TBO closed longs, which I've talked about before. But essentially, I'm waiting for the price to snap back up and touch or tag the fast line here at near. It'd be $2.82. For IP, this one had a very surprising sell-off of 26% yesterday. Really brutal price action. This is one that I've been sharing with you earlier this week, saying we had TBT bearish diversions on Tuesday, then a close long Wednesday, another close long on Thursday, and since then the price has dumped 26%. Like, that's real rough. Now, IMX, believe it or not, had another bounce up 14% yesterday. Actually, no, it did not. It started here. It went up 5. It went down and it closed down 6. It's back to the fast line. This is getting increasingly risky to trade this chart, just so you know, as things are getting shaky, but it does still have a valid TBO breakout, which is crazy. Bitcoin Cash lost support. It does appear to be putting in an RSI reset today, which is good. It's risky, but we do have a TBO close long. I am expecting the price to go back here and tag the fast line. Now we're going to get into some red flags. These are all must-watch charts. Solana is still working on its RSI reset. It'll probably happen today. Yesterday was an even deeper sell-off of almost 9%, which is insane. Link, also RSI reset in progress today. SHIB, RSI reset in progress after falling down here to support at 1166. Crow, this one is going to be putting in an RSI reset today after falling a lot farther than expected, down 45-50%. It still has an open TBO close long, so I'm expecting the price to go up and tag the fast line, but it has to first reclaim the 0.5 fib level. SPX 6900 put in another low yesterday, which is real rough. RSI just putting in lower lows. It's beaten up pretty badly. WIF broke support, which is not a good sign. It is short-term-ish support, but not a good sign. Yes, it does have an RSI reset. That's probably going to happen, but that's bad. Oh, okay. Well, I forgot to hide this. But Morpho right here is at a very advantageous spot for a long. Super risky, which is why the stop loss down here is actually a DCA level, just in case things get real rough for Morpho. But this is a pretty good level, or rather a pretty good entry price, mainly because of, the fact that it's at long-term support. If it bounces from here, it'd be a pretty good move. I didn't expect to share that, but there you go. That's a freebie. I didn't want to share that with you guys. Hide. That's the only time you get it. XPL, this one was an airdrop that absolutely pumped yesterday, or rather today, up 70%. I imagine that the price is just going to continue to drip lower as people are selling the airdrop. We'll see. Now into your picks. Move. This one printed a TBO breakdown yesterday. Bad sign. It could see a reversal. We do have an RSI reset, but the last time we've seen this happen, yes, there was a reversal right here and it just shot up, but it did go lower. It's just looking really rough. Confirmed open short on the weekly. Flock. I don't even know what this is. Cool for trading because of all of the whips and the dips, all that stuff, but it's looking pretty rough. The only positive thing about the chart I will say is that on-balance volume is moving up, which is good, but clearly it's losing strength in terms of the relative strength index. Cubic put in a higher low for daily RSI, which is a very positive sign. So we have bullish divergence here with the price falling and RSI moving up, but it's really oversold on the weekly. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's below 25 at this point. Looking at price action, I mean, support is very clearly here at 12,832, but it looks rough. WorldCoin confirmed a TBO close long yesterday, so we're looking for a snapback up. Not really interested in this chart in general. I don't like it because I don't trust the project or the team. But if you're looking for an entry and you think things are going to get worse, then looking for an entry down here at 80 cents would make more sense than trying to enter here. And Ether has a second, actually it's working on its second TBT bearish divergence on the daily. Not a good sign. It is kind of sort of holding at the 618, but RSI has fallen off so much. Volume is still kind of sort of okay. The price is still above the cloud. I have to give it that, which is amazing considering how much volatility we've seen. But this is a pretty bearish sign. Just like back over here, it looked like it was okay until finally it wasn't, and it fell 50%. So just saying, that's a pretty good reversal sign right there, kind of similar to where we are right now. Okay. The main thing is you guys have to make your own decisions. Not seeing really encouraging price action right now. I'm going to keep DCAing and holding my positions and just waiting. I will say that you got to keep an eye on that bull flag. It does have a bullish outcome. There's no timeline or time frame as to when it's going to happen, when it has to happen. So just understand that anything can happen. So before you go, I want you to watch this video that I shared about this really cool Bitcoin miner. I know, like, terrible timing to share something like this, but the reality is that this jackpot lottery miner could mine a whole block by itself, earning 3.125 BTC for me with basically little to no energy costs because it's so small. Learn more about it here in this video. Until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.